attract my gaze. Buy this car to drive to work. Drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work. Drive to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today I'm going to go over a video where Tulsi Gabbard fucks up. She's being interviewed by Rubin. That's right. But first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The GoFundMe link is down there in the description box. Click that link, read the story, then donate some money. Because you're helping someone out when you do. Not us, but one of our subscribers and his wife helped him pay medical bills. Since we don't have Medicare for all, we have to use charity, so why not use it if you want to claim to be a good person or something. So please donate. Devon's Journey to Recovery, GoFundMe link, down there in the description box. Alright. So I saw this tweet pop up in my, on Twitter they give you like random recommended tweets to look at. Because I guess other followers or people you follow liked it or something like that, I guess. Alright, this video is it's posted by Ryan Saavedra. I don't know who that is. But it was quoted from the Progressive Voice guy. And we know those guys are looking for reasons to not like Tulsi Gabbard. At least it seems that way. It definitely seems that way. Him, TYT, David Pakman. They don't really find, maybe even Sam Cedar, I don't know. They seem to find excuses to, push her down more, which is weird. I mean, so naturally, a reason comes out which would seem legitimate. But I'd rather you come to I'd rather you come to this channel to hear this rather than those guys, because, I mean, I don't know if they've said anything positive about Tulsi Gabbard. Honestly. Is there anything positive to say? Anything. So, alright, I'm going to play it now. Here's Rubin with Tulsi Gabbard.
So immigration, I think there's a general sense that the candidates, the Democrats are basically trying to outdo each other for open borders, something like that. A, do you think that's a fair way to start the question? And B, where do you sit on that?
I don't mind the question coming that way, or him saying it that way. I don't mind, because if you're running for office or if you're defending certain ideas, it shouldn't matter what direction they're coming from. Like, there should be no question. There should be no gotcha questions possible. So you can say whatever the fuck you want. I'm just going to give you the real answer. That's right, vote for Jordan, 2020. All right, here we go.
I don't support open borders. Without secure borders, we don't really have a country. And while some of the other Democratic candidates will say, well, open borders, that's a conservative argument, and that's not really what's being advocated for. If you look at the practical implications of some of the things they're pushing for, it is essentially open borders. I think there's a few things.
Who advocates for open borders? And if you give me some sort of corporate Democrat or moderate Democrat that's trying to pander to a certain group, they'll come out and speak Spanish and shit like that. I don't even count those motherfuckers. They don't even count. So, she should name names in this situation. Like Bernie Sanders is not open borders. Andrew Yang is not open borders. Obviously, we've seen Biden when Obama was in office. No open borders. They may project that, or Republicans might project that, but I don't see anyone's policy saying open borders. So I don't know. She should say who if she says that. I don't see anyone's having a practically open border argument where
things that we've got to do when we're talking about immigration reform. One is we've got to have secure borders. This is not Trump's wall from sea to shining sea. It's about seeing, again, what makes sense. You know, I look at things from a practical, objective-oriented standpoint. I'm a soldier, so I look at what...
So I think they all say that they want border security. They just might not agree with a wall. Right? Someone who's going to be considered the most far left is going to be Bernie Sanders, right? He wants border security as well. But he also wants to go to these nations and talk to them and figure out a way to, you know, end the migrant crisis or whatever the fuck it's called. Right? You might even consider something like ending the war on drugs. That might be a big influencer of as far as what's happening with people crossing borders. I think Marianne Williamson brought up the best point of all the candidates, and it was random, and it was in the first debate, I think, and I haven't heard it spoken since, which is our policy of regime change in, you know, south of the border, from Mexico to South America. Go study the Dulles brothers in South America. Go study that.
What's our objective? Secure the borders. In some places, it may make the most sense to have a wall or some kind of physical barrier in place. In other places, it won't make sense. So you use technology and use all the other tools that we have ultimately to accomplish that objective of security at the borders.
Wait, let me pause you there. So is the...
All right. It's just a short clip. So here's the problem with all of that. First of all, it was, I guess you call it straw manning, right? Because I haven't heard anyone advocate for open borders. Whether it's a direct answer of open borders or whether it's in their policy about borders. The only one I've heard that from is Mike Gravel. Straight up, is Mike Gravel. And Gravel also covers all the other areas of intervention in these areas, the war on drugs and all of that. So Gravel's the only one. He hasn't been on the stage. He hasn't qualified he's qualified for a debate, but they won't let him on, obviously. The second thing is, and I didn't watch what happens after. Did she advocate for what she wants to do besides putting barriers up? Besides more security or a wall in certain places or whatever her policy is? Did she go into intervention? That's her thing, right? She spoke about Venezuela, about Honduras, about what's going on there, about her history in Mexico. Any of that. If intervention, foreign intervention is her thing, that should have been first and foremost as far as where she wants to go with her policy. So this was bad in multiple directions. Also, the role of playing politics, because I don't think she just assumes it's open borders with these guys. It'd be hard to believe that. So is she pandering for the Dave Rubin crowd? In which case it'd be like, oh, that's why it's like, that's why I don't vote. I'm like, vote for me instead. Vote for Jordan. If you have to play politics in a matter of something that should only be relegated to your moral intelligence strictly, and you have to pander for a popularity contest, it's like, that's ass backwards. And it plays a part in why things are the way they are. You know, people who pay attention to the shitty things happening in the world. I'm sure there's people that don't pay attention to that at all and think the world's just fine and it's better than it was 100 years ago. It's like, yeah, basically Ben Shapiro fans. Alright, I've said my piece. That's it for me. Please subscribe if you like. Comment, agree, disagree. Show me, send me content. people really sent me content with the Andrew Yang video I did. They really like that motherfucker. They really like Andrew Yang. And I don't know. I think they're projecting onto him something that you can't just take for granted. Something you can't just put your trust in and say, this is, he's going to do this. I think that's you projecting onto Andrew Yang rather than watching him like a fucking hawk and saying, okay, he fucks up here, he gets this right, he gets this right, he fucks up here, he says this. So I want to really question him on this until he gives me the right answer, or to find out if he has the wrong answer so I can call that out as well. It should be about ideas, not, personalities. I think a lot of people are projecting on the Andrew Yang. And projecting onto me, assuming I'm a Bernie guy, because I'm trying to argue like what Bernie fans are really saying about Andrew Yang. Anyways, please donate. Devon's Journey to Recovery. None of the money goes to us. It goes to the charity. So please donate. Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link is down there in the description box. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.